Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo 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 Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Samsara sagare magnam dinam mam karunanide karma grahya grihitangam mam utbhava bhavanmavam. Srimad Bhagavata Gyoyam Prataksha Krishna Evahi Svikritosi Mayanata Muktyartham Bhavasagare. Manorate Madiyoyam Sapala Salvadatvaya Nilvya Naiva Kaltavyam Dasoham Tava Keshava. Bhave Bhave Yatha Bhakti Padayostava Chayate Tata Kurushva Devesha Natastvam no Yatha Prabhu. Nama Sankirtanam Yasha Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Tukashamanas Tam Namami Harim Param. Sammadasha Yatom Vayat Yadaras Chalkeshwa Vigyasvara Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyantiya Suraya Tejovari Mridam Atabhinamayo Yatra Trisalgo Murisha Tamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kwakam Satam Param Dimahi Karma Projita Kaitabottara Paramo Nilmasaranam Satam Vedyam Pas Tavam Attarapasti Shivadam Tapatrayon Malanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimba Pare Ishvaraha Satya Hrita Bharatyatyatra Kritivi Sushurshvish Tarshana Nigama Kalpataro Kalitam Palam Sukamkat Amritadrava Samyutam Pivada Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rashka Puvi Pabukaha Sachidananda Rupaya Vishwapatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Numa Yam Prabhurajantam Anupetam Apeta Krityam Tvipayano Virahakatara Ajvahava Putre Titam Mayataya Tarabo Vinedustam Sarvabhuta Hridayam Munim Anatosmi Asvanubhavam Akila Shrutisharamekam Adhyatmadipam Atitirshatam Tamontam Samsarinam Karunayaha Pranaguhyam Tam Vyasasunu Upayami Kurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasvatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Kamaniya Kishora Mukta Multe Kalabenu Kvanita Drita Nanendoho Mama Bachi Vijram Vittam Murare Madurimna Kanikapi Kapi Kapi Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Putale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nilveshesha Sunyabadi Pachacha Deshatarine Pandenanda Braja Srinam Padarenum Abhikshana Sha Yasam Harikato Gitam Punati Pumanatrayam Sri Kopi Charna Ravinda Paramanave Namaha Pitambaram Karavirajita Chakrashankam Komudaki Sarashijam Karuna Samudram Radha Sahayamiti Sundara Mandahasam Patalayesha Manisham Hriti Bhavayami Omalam Ujayam Venum Samaloyam Kumaraka Vedda Vedya Param Brahma Pasatam Prato Mama Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yakripa Tamaham Pande Paramananda Madhavam Salvatara Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Haribo. Thank you, brother. Thank you very much, Patanjali Muni. Welcome for our Srimad Bhagavatam Tuesday class, everyone. I humbly, with my heart, are welcoming you all. And today is the good news is that Magna Mataji's birthday today. It's her affairs day today. So we all just say three Haribol to her with the loudly. You all can unmute yourself. And we can sing a nice happy birthday song for Magna Mataji, please. Everyone.
Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you.
May God bless you. May Krishna,
Birthday to you.
may Lord Krishna bless you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Birthday to you.
Hip, hooray.
Hip
Hey,
hooray. Hip hooray.
Yeah, so that's really, we all wish you really all the very best, Megna Mataji. May all your beautiful desire come true to the Krishna conscious. And thank you very much for your humble service that you're all, every week you're just like providing us for the classes, like recording and editing on the classes and all that. Really, that's amazing service you've been providing us. So yeah, really, thank you very much on behalf of all the Sangha group. Thank you. Yeah, so we start now from Parika Mataji from the summary, please. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All praise to Srila Prabhupada. My humble request, please forgive me because I haven't done any much because I've been so busy with my test of Srimad Bhagavatam. So today, whatever come remembering from the lecture, that's what I'm doing. So at the beginning, we understand that Shattam Param Dhimai, Krishna, it says in the first verse, the last sentence, which is, let us meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the Supreme Personality. For us to be connected, we need to raise ourselves in such a way so that we feel the connection. So there are many verses Patanjali Muni Prabhu has recited, and that helps us to give us the direction to how we can elevate ourselves through the mind and senses, because mind and senses are material. So through our mind and senses, it's going to be very difficult to be connected. So in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, there are qualities we can develop ourselves through hearing and understanding the glorification of Krishna, and only through that process we can get purified. We don't need to have our different agenda to elevate ourselves. So we have to purify ourselves through Guru and Shastra. In a Janak Maharaj's story, I remember that he had the dream and he kept repeating that it was in Hindi. He said it is there, and what he saw, so it's there and it's here. Eventually, through that process, Ashtabakra, he had to be he was a devotee, pure devotee. He had to be called in to wake him up from the dream. So we are all in the dream stage, and so we need to come out of the dream stage. We need the knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and through this spiritual knowledge, we can wake up, and one day, we can be connected in our consciousness. And yeah, that's all I can say. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Palika Mataji. It was really beautiful, enlightening from the previous class. And then now is Meghna is going to speak on the Vasasura demon. Yeah, it's all yours. Haivo.
Hare Krishna, Patanjali Muni Prabhu, Sangeeta Mataji, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Please accept my humble obeisances, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. It was a very purifying exercise to prepare and meditate upon this pastime. So, in the past life, this demon, Vatsasura, his name was a Pramila demon, and he was son of a demon named as Muru. So, once this Pramila demon, he went into the ashram of Vasishtha Muni, and where he saw there were so many cows. Kamdhenu cows were there. So he saw one cow whose name was Nandini, and he desired that cow. So he thought that if I go with my big teeth and big horns, then obviously is not going to give me the cow. So he thought that let me take the form of a Brahmana, because Brahmana, they are known to protect the cows. They do milking of the cows, and then they butter, ghee, and they use that ghee. But the demon-minded people, what they do, they just exploit the cow. They just cut and kill the cow and then eat the cow. So this demon, Pramila, he had the same mentality. So he took the form of a Brahmana, and then he went inside the ashram and he begged to Vasishtha Muni that please give me your Nandini cow, the Kamdhenu cow. So Vasishtha Muni, he was meditating, and with his divine vision, he knew that this is that demon. So he just remained silent. And at that very moment, this cow, Kamdhenu cow Nandini, she said that, "Oh demon, you have come in disguise of a Brahmana. So I curse you that you become a calf." And at the same moment, that demon Pramila, he turned into a calf. And then he realized that he's in a calf body. So he begged for mercy, and then he circumambulated 3 times to Vasishtha Muni. So by doing this, Nandini cow, she said that, okay, in the end of the Dwapara Yuga, you will be delivered by the Lord himself. But for that, you have to take the form of a calf. So here ends the pastime of Vatsasura, who was a Pramila demon in his past life. So now coming back to this pastime, in the assembly of Kamsa, discussion was going on that how we can kill Krishna, because all other demons like Putana and other, they failed. So Kamsa said that, oh, what does Krishna love the most? They were just finding some tactics. So in that assembly, this demon Vatsasura was present, who in his past life was this Pramila demon. So Vatsasura was present in that assembly, and he said to Kamsa that, "Oh Kamsa, I can take the form of a calf, and then I can go and kill Krishna. And the advantage is that Krishna is not going to kill me. So I won't be killed. If I get defeated, but I won't be killed. And you will not lose one of your demons, because Krishna loves cows and calf. So he will not harm me. So let me take a chance." So then this the demon Vatsasura, he took form of a calf, and then he mixed with other calf where Krishna and Balram were present in the forest of Vrindavan. But Krishna, he has a great relationship with his cows. So upon looking at that demon, the calf, he realized that this is not my cow and this is that demon. So what Krishna did is he just came at the back of that calf. And while Krishna came at the back of the calf, this calf, Vatsasura, what he thought, wow, I got a nice chance to kill Krishna. What I can do is I can just use my hind legs and then just kick Krishna on his chest, and then he will be attacked. So while he was thinking this, what Krishna did, Krishna went at the back, and then he pulled his both legs, and then Krishna swirled him round and round so fast until he died. So after he died, Krishna just smashed him on the top of the tree. And that's how this demon Vatsasura, he was delivered. And after this, the gopis asked Krishna to take bath in the holy river of Ganges. But Krishna didn't want to go that far. So what Krishna did is he meditated in his mind, and then he called and he requested river Ganges to appear. So the holy water appeared, and in the name of Mansi Ganga, because Mansi is from the mind, Manas. So he meditated, and then the Mansi river Ganga appeared. And then Krishna took bath in that. So here ends this story, but I want to quote the significance of this pastime from one of the lectures of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He explains that Vatsasura represents the childish mentality by which a practicing devotee can be easily influenced because of bad association. A devotee of the Lord should be very simple. In fact, he should be childlike. But instead of being childlike, we become childish and foolishly get attracted to the materialistic enjoyment because of bad association. Just like a child is sometimes cheated by rogues by offering some chocolates. Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you very much, Vingam Mataji. It's really wonderful, really enlightening story. So just something, other things I didn't know about. So much of what you said today was wonderful. Thank you. And yeah, we got the also Meghna Mataji's got like a Narayani Mataji and her son Naveen there. So we welcome them for the Srimad Bhagvatam class today. Thank you very much for joining us. Haribol.
Sangeeta Mataji, My friend's brother Sharad Mohan has joined. Can you welcome him?
Sorry, what's their name?
Sharad Mohan.
Yeah,
Srivastav.
welcome,
Sharad
Harsh.
Srivastav.
Welcome from India. Thank you very much for joining our class today. Really, hope you will get enlightened from this class, and we will see you every Tuesday again. Haribol. So free Haribol for
Hare
all
Krishna.
three
Thank you.
joining today. Haribol.
Haribol,
Thank you.
Haribol, Haribol.
Thank you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. All yours.
Thank you. That's a beautiful story and a beautiful explanation and narration and a beautiful summary. Thank you. And I think it's very relevant to our homework. So our homework was then how do we see Krishna apart from altar? That's number one. Second homework was that, and then if there is Krishna and then there are always demon, then how do we recognize demon apart from our own mind? So now let me hear from you that who did the homework. Any volunteer? If there is no volunteer, then I will name it so that before I name it, better to have some volunteers.
That's a good one. Is anyone
Okay.
would like to answer the questions? So please raise your hand on the
Hare Krishna.
bar.
Okay, Binod Babu. Binod
Yeah.
Bihari Babu. Yeah, go ahead.
In chanting, in prasadam, in sannyasis, in everybody, and also in spiritual master.
So you see Krishna in the form of chanting and then sannyasis, and then
when you take prasadam.
prasadam.
Yeah.
Then where do you see demon then?
Demon in
your
mobile
life?
phone. In mobile phone.
Mobile phone.
TV.
Mobile phone is demon. So you're not going to use mobile phone at all now?
In movies, in parties.
Movie and parties. Oh, that's interesting. So party is part of demon.
Like in the four regulative principles, all like in illicit sex, gambling, meat eating, and intoxication, in all those things.
I see Krishna in smartphone and TV.
You see Krishna in the smartphone also?
No, demon. Sorry, demon.
Demon. So, and was anyone else? Rupa, I want to hear from Rupa.
Okay, Hare Krishna. I think well, I'm not very elevated or anything. I'm not elevated at all. But actually, Krishna is the only thing that exists because Krishna pervades everything. So everything is actually Krishna, and obviously something that takes our mind away from Krishna will be all the things like TV, watching TV, or idle gossiping, or smartphone, WhatsApp, Facebook, anything to do other than Krishna. Any Krishna conscious activities takes us towards Krishna. Anything that doesn't take us towards Krishna is all demons. Thank you.
But I want you to be a bit specific. So what takes you away from Krishna?
Can I speak, please?
Yes, of course.
Can I speak? I think anything, since Krishna's external energy is all over the world, anything that causes sense gratification is a demon in us. So you name, so it doesn't have to be specific. It can be anything. For some, it's a movie. For some, it is. Bottom line is, sense gratification is a demon.
So we all know that in one sense because we hear so many lectures. So now in this group, the reason I'm trying to say is that it has to be a bit more specific is that because theoretically we know that Krishna's presence is everywhere. But how much do we really relate to it? That's another question.
Is it, you want a specific answer
Yes.
to us, concerned with us?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. For me, it is movies. I love seeing movies, and at that time, I don't remember Krishna at all. And then I see a nice movie, I want to see another movie again. For me, that is a demon.
We know the problem we have is that we know it's a demon, but still we go back to them. Isn't
Yes.
it? So
Yes.
smartphone, all different apps, we know that they are taking away from Krishna, taking us away from Krishna, but still we can't live without them. Yes?
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Oh,
Naveen,
yes, anyone?
Naveen wants to speak.
Prabhuji, we see Krishna in meditation.
Did you see Krishna in meditation? Have you ever experienced?
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes, how did he look like it? Or what did he say to you? Does he communicate with you?
No,
No. Then what did he do in your meditation?
I just see his picture.
So in your meditation, you see Krishna's picture. You see the image of it. Apart from that, apart from the Krishna image, where do you experience Krishna?
In everyone's heart.
Sure, everyone's heart, are you sure? Because which year are you in? Are you year 7?
Year 5.
Year 5. Okay, so my son is in year 7, and then he told me today in the school, today there was a big fight, 2 boys, big fight. So everyone gathered around that fighting. So my son also want to see that fight because everyone's looking at it. But he got pushed away, so he got what they call fell down in the bush. So they got a lot of stinging nettle. He has a lot of stinging nettle in the hand. He complaining about pain. So sometimes in the school, some boys are bullying you, but still you see Krishna in his heart also?
No.
No. So if someone bullies that, Krishna is not there.
No, it's there.
What do you think?
I don't see him in their heart, but I know he's there.
So you don't see him, but you know that Krishna is there.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. So yes, so we all have our own way of seeing Krishna apart from altar. But the reason I'm saying is that if you start to recognize in a particular place or particular instant or particular object, start to recognize, and then if you recognize 1, then you can expand, recognize 2. And then eventually you recognize it more and more, it will expand. Vaguely, okay, I know Krishna is everywhere. Then it becomes book knowledge. So all your hearing is stayed within your brain. It doesn't come down to the heart. And also if it doesn't come down to the heart, then it won't purify you. So if I give you my example, is that because since lockdown, so we couldn't go to Mangalarti. So that the early morning, so that I started to japa walk outside. So then started to recognize the beauty of sun, especially nowadays because sun comes a bit late. So clear distinction between day and night, every morning experience. So when there was summer, for example, there was a June and May time, always bright. But now, when it started japa work, it's very dark. But sooner or later, after 1 hour or 2 hours later, the sun rises. So that when I see what the sun makes a difference in our heart and in our surroundings, it's amazing. So when you are in darkness, we all feel certain type of a little bit of fear, a little bit of uncomfortableness. The same tree, the same house, the same road, the same street, the same person, when you meet them in darkness, it causes a tiny bit of a fear. Sometimes we don't feel happy that we see another person in the darkness, in the narrow road. Maybe, oh, this person, maybe we don't know who they are. But as soon as the sun rises, all this feeling changes. It's an amazing feeling. Not only that, the beauty of sun around the cloud, sometimes the redness is beyond description. So that Krishna said already in the Bhagavatam that Prabhasmi Shashishura Yoho, I am the light of sun and the moon. But now truly I could relate that the light of sun as Krishna through the experience. So in this way, automatically the prayers to Krishna, prayers to the sun Bhagavan, it comes out of from the heart in awe and reverence. So in this way, sometimes late night, or sometimes because the sun doesn't rise very early morning, even sometimes there is a moon also. Moon also has the same effect. So in this way, in your own life, start to recognize the existence of Krishna a bit more specifically, so that during the day or during our work or during our meeting, you can feel somehow that fulfillment. You didn't gain anything, you didn't lose anything, just by seeing, by the darshan itself, kind of it makes your life full. So in this way, I wanted to experience that when you truly presence of Krishna, according to your own way, and that feeling you should remember. Then try to imbibe that feeling from Bhagavatam also. So that Bhagavatam will not kind of a dry reading. It becomes very emotional reading. The same as demon also. So in one sense, we got 100% agreement of some mobile phone. So yes, mobile phone is a necessity in our life, but we all agree that distraction in our life also. Then we have to work on it. So how can we lessen our distraction? How can we utilize this mobile phone for, let's say, favorable towards developing our spiritual life? The same water, if a cow drinks, it turns into milk. The same water, if a snake drinks, it turns into poison. The same mobile phone, if someone uses it, it becomes criminal activity. For example, here is Zoom we're using. So it becomes our spiritual connection. So the same movie also, or some documentary or drama can be a source of our disconnection. But at the same time, if you can control over it, then it won't be that much of our distraction. So best way of controlling is that to regulate. So in this way, if we recognize Krishna, then at the same time, we have to make endeavor to recognize the influence of demon also. So today we discussed Vasasura. It's a wonderful story. That this Vasasura was great, very successful demon in previous life. So he conquered all the demigods. And then with the triumph, he went to the Patanjali Muni's ashram. And then he saw, oh, I can get this one also. In this way, he wants to be successful continuously. But that success actually caused him to be a demon. But interesting part is that the moment he realized his fault, the moment he realized his position, that curse turned into blessing. So due to his regret, due to his humble attitude, he got opportunity to take darshan of Krishna and then to become liberated by Krishna. That moment of the change of, that split second of change of thought, that he accepted that curse as blessing, that attitude made his life entirely change. So again and again, today's class also will go through this shift, the change of our consciousness. Another word is called realization. Again, we go through many examples of how our perception, change of perception itself, change our own life without changing all our external circumstances. So the moment when we recognize the beauty of the sun, nothing has changed. The same street, the same houses, the same sky, but what is changing? The feeling, the devotion in our heart, it changes. So in this way, spiritual life, externally, it started with changing externals. We started to stop eating certain things, we stop certain activity, we may stop some parties, and also we putting a new dress and imbibing new culture. But the more you go, then you have to start to change inside. So this journey, spiritual journey, is all about a change of a perception. So that today we have to understand the Satyam Param Dhimai. So what is the Satyam? Satyam is the reality, but unfortunately we are not in reality. That's why it says Satyam Param Dhimai. I meditate on reality. In other words, I meditate on the truth. So Sankaracharya says something interesting, that I know this life is a dream. Why? Because in the dream, I never know I'm in the dream. Only when I wake up, I realize that was a dream. The same way, during our lifetime, we don't see this life as a dream. This is the proof of this life is a dream. Why? Because we have not woken up. So another stage is called Turiya, realized stage. Unless until we realize this awakened state, continuously we think that this is the reality. So the fact that this is a reality, we think this is real, that means, according to Sankaracharya, this is dream. Very interesting logic. Lord Buddha, he was son of a king, and he has all luxury. But the moment he saw that the old man, diseased man, and dead man, the funeral, and he got a doubt. I've never seen this before. So what is all this? And then he asked the father, and the father said, no, you don't need to worry about that. So father arranged all the beautiful things around him. So he never seen these things, but then when he get out of his castle, he saw all these things. So that he was thinking, what is it all this? So he asked people. So that he said that one day, he heard that one day he also become like that. Then he was curious. Then why people getting old? Why people die? So they give more question and more question. But ultimately, people couldn't answer because his question is so sharp. Then what to do? And then one person said that, here there is a spiritual practitioner. So if you may go to him, then he'll give an answer. So then he left the luxury of palace life. So that many story goes on until his realization. But interesting thing is that when he realized, and then he, after realization, he's walking back to the old group, those who criticized him, that he's a living tapasya. So because he had his own method of meditation. And he, on the way, he's back to his old group. So he had a realization in the Buddha Gaya, and then he was walking to Saranath. So on the way, one boy came across this Lord Buddha, is walking. But he said, he feels that this person is something different, very effulgent, very shrine, and very divine. And then he asked Lord Buddha, what are you? He's not asking, who are you? He said, what are you? I've never seen a person like this before. Even I've never seen like this before. And then Lord Buddha was smiling. And then this boy was very curious. Are you demigod? Lord Buddha said, no. Then are you apsaras? Or the celestial being? He said, no. Then are you just a human being like us? Lord Buddha said, no. Then this boy said, what are you then? Then Lord Buddha answered, I am awakened one. That was the Lord Buddha's answer. So in this way, we all want to be awakened, to see Satyam, the reality, the truth in our life. Then what does this truth do? What does the new perception do? This new perception will not offer you dream house. You are dreaming. But and yet, it may help you to have a sweet home. This new perception will not make you a new person, but it helps you to have a good spirit. Change of perception will not offer you luxurious bed, but it offers you good sleep. It won't buy you new clock, but it helps you utilize your time better. Because you study Srimad Bhagvatam, because you listen this class, it will not make you promoted in your work. But if you listen, if you understand truth, then you may earn respect from your work. You won't guarantee your wage increase, but you may have peace at work. If you are single in case, because of this study, because you got a new perception, I make a new partner. May not be, but it may offer you stability in your life. If you are diseased, it may not give you straight away the medicine, now coronavirus, it may not offer you vaccine, but it makes you appreciate the life you have now, the health you have now. This will not help you your yoga practice. It will not increase your asana because we changed our perception. But it may offer you tranquility in our mind. This change of perception will not offer you the sensory pleasure, but I guarantee it will offer the delight in your normal routine. Because now I have a new perception, they will not give you new food, but it will increase your appetite. It may not offer you new clothes, but makes you more beautiful. This change of perception will not guarantee luxury in life, but it will guarantee culture in life. Finally, because you got a new perception, that will not guarantee royal funeral, but it helps you to meet glorious death. So this is a little bit of a philosophical statement I made. But let's see through our Shastra how, first of all, we'll see Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, how they teaches to change the perception, and then how devotee follows this type of perception. So, for example, Lord Ram. So let's say somehow you all had a political ambition, so that you ran for the office of Prime Minister. So somehow you won the election, so you are nominated as Prime Minister. So tomorrow will be the day you're taking office. But one day before, what happened was that one of your key men who was doing election campaign, somehow he got corrupted. So due to his corruption, not your fault, your man's corruption, so you won't be nominated as a prime minister. So then how would you feel? You all the career you had, you all the work you had, just one night before that vanished. Similar way, Lord Ram, before coronation, he heard from his father that you won't be the king, you won't be the crown prince. More than that, you have to go to the forest. As soon as Lord Ram heard this one, and as soon as Lord Ram found out that Kaikeyi is behind, what was Lord Ram was thinking? Two thinking came to his mind. Number one, he didn't focus on why they've done, or what KK have done, what's wrong, what's right. He didn't think at all. What he was thinking is that, I'm going to forest, I'll meet so many sadhus. Normally I'm busy involved with the politics in the palace, so I didn't get enough chance to meet the hidden sadhus in the real sadhu is normally hidden, it's difficult to see. So I'll get a chance to take a darshan of these great sadhus. So he valued the association with the sadhu more than become a crown prince. So that he was happy to go to forest. This is number one. Number two, that if I'm busy with the association with the sadhus, then no more politics for me. So that the normal politics for me is a better mind. It's better for me. It seems like it. Even the Lord Ram also a fear of politics of the palace. So as you know, within our house, within the relatives, there are so many politics going on. So Ram feeling that, so I'm away from all this mess. So I'm happy to go. So that split second, he thought that all his preparation, he didn't focus on that. He just focused on the positive side of it. Because of that, when Lord Ram left, Lord Ram genuinely paid obeisances to Kaikeyi, genuinely. For example, if someone does it to us, will we do, or will we make genuine obeisances? If someone does it like that? Or if someone even criticize you, all of a sudden you can't sleep at night. But Lord Ram case is vanishing, he has to go to the forest for exile. And then when Lord Ram came back, Lord Ram paid obeisance to Kaikeyi first, not Koshala. This is a genuine way of dealing with our trouble. Now, let's look at the Krishna. So today discussion was the Basasura. So we're talking about the Krishna's childhood pastimes. So when one time Krishna and Balaram went to picnic, so that as you know, this story you know already. And they were hungry, so that because they play hard, so that young boys, they like play. So that, okay, so such and such, Gopal, on the way I saw there was a yagya going on. So when there is yagya, only there is food. So that you go and get some, ask for some food, fruit, anything. So then these boys went to the yagya place. They asked, so dear Brahmanas, so Krishna and Balaram, they are hungry, so would you spare some fruits? What was the Brahmana response? They didn't say yes, they didn't say no either. Totally ignored them, totally. And the boys got upset, they came back, so report everything to Krishna. So what was the Krishna's response? So everybody unmute. Who knows this one story? So what was the Krishna's response?
Hare Krishna, he said, go to the lady.
No. Krishna's response.
Oh.
His
What was the Krishna?
was,
Huh?
sometimes good things happen in life, sometimes bad things happen in life.
No, Krishna's response. This is not philosophical question. What was the Krishna's response? Was it happy or was it angry? Was it crying? What was his response?
He was neutral. He
was neutral.
Anyone he wasn't affected.
I don't think he was happy. I think he
was laughing.
Yes, Mataji, you know the story. Yes, he was laughing. Vijay Lakshmi Mataji. He laughed. He laughed. Simply, he laughed. That was his response. So we know Krishna is supreme. Krishna has easily now he's killing so many demons. Yes, but that moment, Krishna laughed. So now it's your turn to think why Krishna laughed. This is another homework for next week. Yes, Krishna laughed here at this situation. So, for example, with one finger, maybe Krishna killed all the Brahmana if he wanted to. But no, Krishna just laughed. And then Krishna's response was, look for alternatives. Yes, Brahman doesn't give. Okay, don't worry. You go to the wives, they will give you. So that this boy went to the Brahman's wife, and the Brahman's wife was just shocked. All the time we are hearing about Krishna and Balaram. Now they are sending delegation directly to me. They were honored. Okay, let's get all the food together. And then not only they gave the food, they realized that my husband, useless. These husbands, they're interested in only yagya for their own, what they call, Sabhaga Loka or heavenly planet. What is this yagya for? Ultimately, yagya by Saha Vishnu. So ultimately, yagya for Vishnu, but Krishna came and they just ignored it and then they do yagya. What is the use of it? They realized that their husbands are useless. So these wives, Brahman wives, they're following the Krishna's friends. Then they went to the Krishna, and then they offered food, and then they're saying that so we had enough of my life. So now we want to stay with you. So then what was the Krishna's response then? So now another question. And who knows? Yes.
Later on, he said, you can go back now. You had taken the prasad, now you go back. But then you
send all the lady back. Krishna didn't say, okay, welcome. Okay, you join the picnic. No, Krishna didn't say that. You all go back to where you were. And also, more than that, Krishna said, you serve your husband nicely. So in this way, Krishna dealt in a very interesting way in this occasion. Number one, although there was agitation point, Krishna wasn't agitated at all. He simply laughed. And then secondly, Krishna look for alternatives immediately. So in our life, this is how we deal with trouble. You change your perception and then look for alternatives. Wonderful lesson, isn't it? So now, this is how Krishna and Lord Ram showing us the benefit of the changing of perception. Nothing goes according to our plan. Things happen, and also things happen without our noticing or not according to our plan. So we have to know how to deal with it. So now I'll give you an example of devotees. So Dhritarashtra, does it Dhritarashtra categorize a devotee or not? What do you think? Who thinks Dhritarashtra as a devotee?
Yeah, he was. He was in a
So
way
when you say devotee, people immediately think Prahlad Maharaj or Dhruva Maharaj. So there are many devotees, yeah. So, but I never heard anyone saying devotee, and they think Dhritarashtra. So anyone who considers Dhritarashtra as a devotee?
Yes, he was a devotee, but he had this weakness of affection too much towards his children.
Anyone else? Then Duryodhana, is it Duryodhana a devotee or not?
Yeah. Also, sorry interrupting Patanjali Muni Prabhu, but Julie Mataji would like to say something about.
Oh yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Sorry, I didn't see the.
No, Julie Mataji wanted to speak about your asked question last week. The two questions about the Krishna, where you see Krishna and a part of the altar, or what you see from you learn from the demon. How you see the
because
demon.
now
Yeah?
it's going to a bit different subjects, so that maybe you can hear next week.
Yeah,
is it okay? Next week. Let's focus on our topic now.
Okay, Julie Mataji, sorry. Thank you. I will.
Yeah. So we discuss next week. Sorry about that. So let's carry on. So then let's say Dhritarashtra, yes, Mataji is saying the devotee. So Duryodhana, what about Duryodhana? Is it devotee or not?
Duryodhana, in my understanding, wasn't a devotee because he wanted to bind Krishna, when he showed himself as when he came as a peacemaker, he wanted to bind him. He did not recognize him as God or Krishna or Bhagavan. So because he had his own agenda, he was jealous. So he could not see Krishna as God. So he wasn't a devotee, in my understanding.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So very good point. But there is no right and wrong answer. This one, I'm offering you for your own meditation, your own understanding. If Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana is not there, then will Mahabharata will happen?
No.
So if Mahabharata is not happening, then Krishna's glory will be there or not?
No.
So now the role of Duryodhana, role of Dhritarashtra is very, very crucial, isn't it?
Yes.
But
I'm
these
sorry.
things happens in our life, no one likes it. So I want you to think about that. So let me move on. So because already only 20 minutes.
If I may, just a quick comment.
Yeah.
Because because they were crucial to the pastimes, it doesn't make them devotees. Demons can be categorized in two ways. One is pure devotees, plays the role of demons, but like comes Hiranyakashipu. But some demons, actually demons, just they are used for pastime. That doesn't make them devotees. That's the comment I want to make.
Okay. So we enjoy Mahabharata. You know why? Because Duryodhana was so horrible. Karna was there also. Shakuni was there. In the Mahabharata, if you take out Shakuni, the joy will be far less. Do you agree? But Shakuni comes into our life. We don't want to. Yes? Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So then let's move on. I want you to think about this very, very carefully. Yeah. So Dhritarashtra, he was offered a boon from Vyasadeva. Ultimately, Vyasadeva was his father, isn't it? So that Vyasadeva, okay, if you want to see the Mahabharata war, I can give you vision. But the Dhritarashtra said, no, I don't want to see this vision. I don't want to. I only want to hear. And then, are you sure? And Dhritarashtra said, yes, this is the war is too horrible for me. So only thing I'm interested in what's going on. That's all. Then, in order to hear, so then what do you do? So they give this boon to Sanjay. So Sanjay got the boon from Vyasadeva to see what's going on in Mahabharata, the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So that this is how Sanjay got the boon from Vyasadeva. And then he says, Dhritarashtra says something very interesting. Before Mahabharata war, Vidura trying to stop, Krishna trying to stop, everyone trying to stop this war. They know the heavy impact, the conclusion of this war. Number one, so many people will die. You know, the war itself is, if it can be avoided, it should be avoided. People trying to stop Dhritarashtra. But you know what Dhritarashtra is saying? Janami dharmam nachame pravritti, janamya dharmam nachame nivritti. So janami dharmam, I know the dharma, but for me, nachame pravritti, difficult to do that dharma. Janami adharmam, I know what is adharma, but for me, nachame nivritti, for me difficult to stop. So his understanding is all in his where? In his brain up there. So if there is no change of the heart, then no change of activity also. And then later on, he experienced change of heart. When? Anyone knows when? When Vidura came to palace after his pilgrimage, and then Dhritarashtra was there with Pandavas. Then Vidura said to Dhritarashtra, he says, Aho Mayasi Jantuhu Jivita Asha Yatha Bhavan Bhima Apabhaljitam Pindam Adatte Griya Parlavat. He's saying that Aho, Vidura saying, oh, how such Jantu, the people's Jivita Asha, their Asha, their hope for life. Mahiyasi, how strong it is the hope for their life. Yathabhavan, I can see you now, from you now. And then Dhritarashtra was wondered, what is he saying? And then Vidura saying further, Bhima Apabhaljitam Pindam, you are living at the mercy of Bhimasena. Bhima and Duryodhana was most heinous enemy each other. And so at some point you wanted to crush Bhima to death. That Bhima's pindam, the food, adate, you are receiving, and then he said, Griya Palavat, you living like a pet dog in Pandava's palace. And then this sharp word entered heart of Dhritarashtra. Then Dhritarashtra left the kingdom. Then he went to the forest, and then he left his life. So this is the change of heart, and then just the simple understanding. So when Dhritarashtra heard, although very much sharp word from Vidura, after receiving this word, then he had a change of heart. And then what about Arjuna? Arjuna, in the beginning, as you know, that it says, Dristvemam svajanam Krishna yuyusum sam upastitam sidanti mama gatrani mukhacha parishushati bepatascha sharire me roma harscha jayate kandivam sramsate hastat tvakjaiva paridhayate. So when Arjuna, first time when he was on the battlefield, Dristvemam svajanam Krishna, oh Krishna, when I see all these people, my own kinsmen, svajanam, my own relatives, yusum sam upastitam, they are here to fight. And then sidanti mama ghatrani, all my limbs, sidanti, is shaking, and then mukhamcha parishushati, my mouth is drying up. Pepatuscha sharireme, on my body, there are many hairs. But Roma harsha jayate, all these hairs are standing on end. And then Gandivam sramsate hasta, my Gandiva bow is slipping away from my hand. And the Tvakjaya paridhayate, my skins are burning. So this was beginning of the battle that Arjuna felt. This is how Arjuna felt right in the beginning. But roughly 45 minutes of Krishna instruction at the end of Bhagavata, 18th chapter, it took roughly only 1 hour. And then what is it Arjuna says? Nashta moha, all my illusion has gone. Smriti laptaha, I regained the memory. And then he's saying that, but how? By your prasadam, by your mercy. And then maya achta, your mercy upon me, O Achyuta. He is saying, stitosmi, now I'm steady. Because in the morning, not in the morning, in the beginning, he said, shaking, everything is shaking. He said, stitosmi, now I'm firm and fixed. And then he says, kata sandeha, so all my sandeha, all my doubt, gata, is gone. And he's saying, karishe vachanam tava. So I'll do tava vachanam according to your instruction. Karishe, I'll do anything you say. So, as you all know, Arjuna wanted to run away from the battle. But by the Bhagavata, by the instruction of Krishna, the same person who was shaking on the battlefield changed this much. How long did it take? It took only roughly 1 hour. Then let us see Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj, he was announced that he will die in 7 days. So now we know little bit of Parikshit Maharaj's feeling due to COVID. So we have to thank COVID so that we have a little bit of fear of death around us. So can you imagine if someone announced to you, in 7 days you will die? I don't know what kind of feeling you may go through. But let us see what Parikshit Maharaj is saying there. He's saying that Ata Prichami Samsittim Yoginam Paramam Guru. So he's saying, he asking Sukadeva Goswami, you are Paramam Guru, you are Guru of all the yogis. And yogi, you are the yogi among the yogis. And then tell me the Samsittim, the perfection in life. Why? Because I have only 7 days left. So he said, Pusha Sheha Yakkaryam Murya Manasha Salvata. Murya Manasha, just about to die, Pusha Sheha Yakkaryam, what they are supposed to do. In this way, Parikshit Maharaj had a fear in his heart, although he knew how he should end his life, but still the element of fear was there. But after 7 days of listening Srimad Bhagavatam, you know what happened? He's saying that, Sittosmi, Anugrihosmi. He said, Sittosmi. I'm now, my life is perfect. And also, Aniguriosmi. Why? Because I received the mercy. Bhavata Karuna Atmanaha. So in this way, just the 7 days, he had a complete faith in his spiritual practice. And also he has a understanding of the Satyam. And then he is saying in 12th canto, he's saying that, my Lord, I now have no fear of Takshaka, the snake bird, or any other living being, or even of repeated deaths. Even if I die again and again, I don't have any fear, because I have observed myself in that purely spiritual absolute truth, which you have revealed and which destroys all fear. So this change of perception happens to Parishik Maharaj. So in this way, we discussed Parishik Maharaj, we discussed Arjuna. Now the star of devotee, Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj, how he was when he was, this description is in the 4th chapter of 7th canto. Prahlad Maharaj was always absorbed in the thought of Krishna. Thus, the fact that he was absorbed in Krishna, then is a very interesting description. It says the Govinda Parilambita. So Govinda, Krishna, he embraces him. So not physical, by his absorbing in thought. Sukadev Goswami explained that the moment that you observe in the thought of Krishna, actually that moment actually Krishna embraces you. He says that Govinda Parirambita, Ashina Pariyatan Asan, Sayanaha Prapiban Buruban. He says that being always embraced by the Lord, he did not know how his bodily necessities, such as sitting, walking, eating, lying down, drinking, talking, were being automatically performed. So he was so much absorbed in thought of Krishna that although he's sitting and walking, it didn't make any difference in his life. That's why when Hiranyakashipu did so many things to harm Prahlad, but he couldn't do. Why? Because Krishna was tightly embracing the Prahlad Maharaj. So let's move on to gopis. So as you know, the Gopi Lila, that during the last dance, Krishna disappeared. That the Gopi was looking for Krishna. So here, very interesting perception it offers. Gopi was asking to Ashwata tree, Banyan tree, and the flowers, and also he is asking the different, tulsi, and he asking so many objects. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? But now my question to you is that did the Gopi know that Krishna within the heart or no? So now open your, unmute yourself. Did the Gopi know Krishna in the heart or no? If they knew, then why searching for Krishna?
They did not know that because the rasa in which they were was of friendship. So they did not think.
They didn't know that Krishna is in the heart.
So they did not think Krishna is God. They thought of him as a friend.
So
they never looked at him.
Okay. Anyone else?
They were covered by Yogamaya, so they forgot.
They forgot
Krishna.
Because Krishna covered their memory.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Is there Madhuri Mataji? You want to say something because you unmute yourself?
No, she said it, yeah, because
Okay.
there was a curtain, Krishna put Maya curtain on their head. They could not, although they were elevated. For this reason, they were asking here and there, everywhere, asking, have you seen Krishna? Have you seen Krishna? All Lata's based there, Krishna, Krishna. So she asked us to stand there. So temporarily it was, they were under illusion.
Thank you.
Rupa, you want to say something?
I think the gopis were covered by Yogamaya.
Yogamaya.
Yogamaya. So that's why they couldn't remember the Krishna was in their heart.
Okay, that's true. So there is another description regarding the gopis.
I think Vinod Bihari Prabhu. Vinod Bihari Prabhu want to say something.
Okay, yeah. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. The gopis, see Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. They just show him. They show him the person to be. They were, so much in love, but the separation of Krishna from them was more intense than Krishna being present in front of them.
Okay. Oh, thank you. There is a Prakash Mohan Prabhu want to say something.
Okay.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prakash Mohan Prabhu. Okay, we just unmute himself just like that.
Okay, so I don't know whether you have a Bhagavatam with you. Okay, so due to only 4 minutes left, so I'll speak now. So next chapter, 30th chapter is the Rasa dance, and then Gopi was searching for Krishna. And the next chapter, 31st chapter, if you look at, there is one verse. It says, Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan Akila Deinam Antaratmadrik. So he's saying that you are not actually the son of Gopi Yashoda. Gopi saying to Krishna, "Oh friend," but rather indwelling witness in the hearts of all embodied soul. So there are different descriptions regarding gopis. Yes, Gopi was covered by Yoga Maya. Gopis forgot the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna's another aspect of Krishna. They saw only just a young boy and they just loved it. That's one description, but there is another description also. So that this description is not very familiar with you. So that's why I'm bringing this out. They knew Krishna as indwelling witness in the heart of all embodied souls. It said, Nakalu Gopika Nandano Bhavan Akila Deinam Antaratmadri. They knew Krishna in their heart. They knew. But why they are searching after Krishna? This is the secret of bhakti. This is a mystery of bhakti. Krishna is within, but still they are searching after outside. You know, like Lord Ram. In the palace, Sita was there in the palace. But as soon as Sita go out of room, all of a sudden Ram thinking, oh, Sita, hey, Sita, like, chanting mala, Sita, Sita. So one incident, Sita came back and then, oh, it's just a video. How come you're calling me again and again? And then Ram said, sweet voice, I always miss you. Even if you are with me, still I miss you. He's such a lover, yeah? So how nice you have a husband like that. So.
Of course, yeah. That could be only in dream.
So that's why Lord Ram is ideal. Everything ideal. He's ideal king and an ideal husband also. So even if you're seeing you, but still I want to see you. So this is the mood of Lord Ram. The same way, we also, Krishna is within our heart. Krishna in everyone's heart. But still you look for Krishna. Where Krishna? Where is Krishna? This is the bhakti. This is mystery of bhakti. This is sweetness of bhakti. So in this way, so we discussed about how our change of perception, it changes our whole life, our perception of all our experience. So today, before we move on to
question answers,
the Satyam Param Dhimai,
yeah,
again, I have to focus on this change of perception. So when you look at this Bhagavatam, it's all about this change of perception. We saw how Arjuna, all of a sudden, the person who's crying on the battlefield, turning into, yes, I'm ready, Krishna. Parishik Maharaj, one who had a fear in life, fear of death, all of a sudden, I'm ready. Oh, bird, you come, please come quickly. Lord Ram, yes, I'm happy to go to forest. So in this way, that the Bhagavatam teaches how? By one word, Satyam Param Dhimai, by the seeing through reality. What is the reality? We'll discuss further from next class. So the Satyam, what is the Satyam? What is it really truth? So now we know what happens if we see truth. So today we went through all, and then from tomorrow lecture will be a bit more philosophical. I mean the next week lecture. So today we had a lot of the examples of it. So now we have to go through now deeper that the principle of it. So that what is really Satyam? So in this way, we will continue discussion tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next week.
Tuesday, yeah.
Next Tuesday.
But also, so are we going to read the verses from next week? That's what we say to people that.
When we finish it, again, I have to go through, we went through second verse, yes, we are going through first verse,
yeah,
and I have to finish the third verse also. Third verse, Digama Kalpataro Kalitam Palam, this is also verse we have to go through. And then once 1, 2, 3 is finishes, then we'll read, we move a bit faster. We'll be on highway.
Okay, so that's what we just want to make sure that all the participants do understand that Srimad Bhagavatam will be continued from the Canto 1, Chapter 1, verse to verse, and it is already verse to verse. So because these 3 verses are lots of inside and out, and this is the reason why we are taking a bit more in depth of these classes.
Yes.
So just be patient with us, and I'm sure Patanjali Muni Prabhu will move forward from after next week class, and we will be enlightened from all the chapter to chapters of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah.
Yes.
And if anyone have anything to say, please do feel free to comment on our group. It's open for all these 2 days. So anything you have any suggestion or something, you're most welcome with the like you can do privately message to Patanjali Muni Prabhu or me, myself, or Meghna Mataji, anyone you feel like. Yeah. Thank you very much. So now it's a question answer time. If anybody have any question or realization, please kindly raise your hand and then we'll let you speak. I will.
I want to ask a doubt, please.
Please, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
I want to know if Dhritarashtra was a devotee or not.
Depends on how you look.
Hmm.
Depends on how you look.
Towards the end, he appeared to be more like a devotee than in the beginning. I think, I don't know if it's correct.
But I see, according to my perception, he's a devotee. Even Duryodhana, even Karna, they did a perfect role to make all story juicy.
I'm sorry, I really disagree with that.
Yeah, you're welcome to disagree. I said I have my personal opinion.
and the proof that Dhritarashtra, after liberation, merged into Brahmajyoti. He wasn't allowed personal liberation. So
good,
because he
good
was
to have a
true
disagreement.
demon.
Anyone else? Any question?
They were only liberated. They did not go back to Goloka. But when Krishna killed them through Arjuna and the Pandavas, they actually liberated. They were liberated. So
either they're liberated or not, it's actually not our concern, ultimately. Ultimate concern should be what we learn from them.
Yeah, right.
How make my perception change,
Correct.
how make my life change, this is more important. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Always trying to
Correct.
make it arrow toward yourself. Okay. That's,
yes, absolutely right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Vijayalakshmi. There is
Thank you.
Vishwahini Devidasi would like to ask you something, I think. Vishwahini Devidasi, you can unmute yourself, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very, very wonderful realizations you've given. And I always have thought that as Duryodhan, Karna, Dhritarashtra, they were all devotees because they were playing, they were playing their part according to Krishna's will, Krishna's plan. They were not objecting. And even though they had to go down, look as demons, and to do that is Krishna's plan, is all I can say. And Prabhu, one day a week is not enough. Why don't we do it every day?
So every day the number will be boiled down to the 2 or 3. I experienced already. So we started, okay, let's do every day. Then I remember
it's too much for you, yeah.
5 or 6, and then down. There's only 3 people remaining.
Okay, because I thought this would interest them and engross them into coming into every week class, because sometimes I get late because I'm babysitting my grandchild. So I do turn on and I keep on thinking, I miss so much. So I'm just wondering if we can do it every day. Then the whole sequence flows and then we can actually become better people, better devotee.
Oh, that's very wonderful. You say.
Thanks for your encouragement.
Yeah,
yes,
definitely.
Good to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, we look into it to make it 1 or 2 days, but not at the present moment. I think we are sticking with the Tuesday only, and then in future maybe Patanjali Muni Prabhu will find 1 extra day. Then we will see how it goes.
Sunita Mataji here.
Haribo. Sunita Mataji, yeah, go on. Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Patanjali Prabhu. I just want to ask you, like we discussed in this, that obviously gopis always wanted to see Krishna, and Krishna is everywhere anyway, and they are also covered by Maya. That's why they always wanted to see Krishna physically. Sometimes it's like with us as well. We got temple at home, we worship, do our deities worship at home as well, but we still wanted to see Radha Gokulan. And then is it
Yes, that's very similar. Yes, we all have deities at home.
Yes.
But we happy to see Radha Gokulan in the temple. That's similar, very similar. Good example, Mataji.
Yes.
And also, then let me ask you all question. So, at what point did Gopi's love for Krishna is developed? At what point? When he was in the baby, when he killed Putana, or when he was a bit growing up, and then when he started stealing butter, they developed love for Krishna. At what point did all these Gopis develop love for Krishna?
When they are in the separation is the most.
No, at what point did the love for Krishna in the heart of Gopi developed? At what point? Where is the starting point? Is it from rasa dance, or is it from the stealing butter? When? Anyone?
Stealing butter.
Stealing butter, yes.
Butter, yes, yeah.
Okay, there is a Kelly Vendavan Devidasi would like to say something.
Please.
Thank you, Patanjali Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Kelly.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you very much. Wonderful class. You said my main theme is changing the perception. I found it very difficult, especially something is really ingrained. Something is very severe. Something happened, for example. So how do you suggest to change the perception in more practical way, or any chapter that we should read? Could you advise me on that, please?
Very practical way of changing perception is when you look back your own life, whatever something was unpleasant, but later on it turned into a good opportunity for you. I'm sure you may have this type of experience. Initially, when it happened, it upset you so much. But a few years later, or even a few months later, that wasn't bad. Because of that instant, I'm here where I am now. You recognize that one. Sometimes we get stolen something. Initially, we get so upset because it's stolen, because of we got stolen. All of a sudden, we got another opportunity. Or sometimes we apply for the job because we lost the job, or we got another job, or whatever. So we wish for something, but that wish didn't come through. But because it didn't come through, actually it became better later on. I'm sure you have this type of experience. Exactly the same way, try to recognize Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra within on our life. There are elements of disturbing our life, there is no doubt. Someone is favorable, someone is unfavorable to you. In any organization, any family members, we say the black sheep, yeah, always black sheep in the, or rotten egg in the, whatever you may say. But that person may be reminding me of something that improve my own spiritual life maybe. That person is there to point out things that what I have to work on. So this is the change of perception. Maybe the same in the family, within the family, it can happen. That one particular member of family or one particular relative always making politics and then always causing some spark within the family. You may not like that person, but that person may carry certain message for you to work on or for you to recognize. So in this way, that there is always some message or some learning point to it. So you focus on that, the positive side of it. So one particular person may split the whole family, but that even that kind of person, you may see certain positive things. At least you learn, I shouldn't become like that person.
Also, it's, I think, say like, I mean, I just say input is, it's also just taking the exam of your own tolerance, how much you can tolerate, because that is also is kind of a bhakti again, that you just see Krishna within everybody, and then though they are devil to you, that you just still say Krishna is sitting on inside him. Maybe he don't realize it, but we have to realize by devotee. Being devotee, we have to see Krishna within everyone, no matter what their actions are, but we have to watch our own actions towards them.
Tolerance also, you brought interesting subject of tolerance.
Yeah.
One person's tolerance, the other person's enjoyment. So for example, Lord Ram, if we are in the position of Lord Ram, so we have to tolerate for 14 years, isn't it? We have to tolerate for 14 years, but Lord Ram enjoyed it for 14 years.
Yeah.
So a lot of trouble, we think about it, especially you try to enjoy your muscle pain.
Yeah.
Once you enjoy muscle pain, then actually give you strength. If you're trying to avoid the muscle pain, then you'll find eventually more difficulties. So that's why even youngsters, they're happy to go to the gym, they put the pump up, whatever. So this is physically. Actually, what they're doing is that they're giving pain to the muscle, but they feel enjoyment. But the same muscle pain, if you put into the labor, they feel, oh, we are getting abused, also the word is coming out. These are abusing us, the boss is abusing us, this and that, like that. So again, it requires your own strength of mind, so that how you take it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patanjali Muni. Just realizing, as you were saying, and when we see anything, somebody is really, getting at me, and I'm not feeling very good feeling about other person. Actually, Krishna is telling me something that I need to improve within myself, how I can overcome. that thing so that I can be a better person. Because if I'm pointing, you are bad, actually Krishna is telling me I need to understand myself better. I can improve myself better so that I can see that person as a kind of a indicator of within myself what's happening to me. So Krishna is teaching me through the other person how I can improve myself, to raise above the level of that feeling. So that's very, very nice point. Thank you.
Oh wow, thank you. Thank you, Bhagavatam Mataji. Thank you, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. It was enlightening class. Wonderful.
I think we have to close now. So I
Yeah,
think
so it's
past 7. So
yes,
I'll do closing prayers and
please.
then
Thank you very much.
we will meet next week. Om Salve Bhavantu Sukhina, Salve Santu Niramaya, Salve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Makaschi Tukavak Bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Jaya Shri Krishna
Chaitanya,
Prabhu
Nityananda,
Shri
Shri
Advaita
Advaita
Gadadhara
Gadadhara,
Sivasari Gaura Bhakta Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama
Rama Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama Rama Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Rama
Rama
Hare Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.